The PC government hopes the NDP caucus will join us in quickly passing legislation to make sure that Ontarians have a reliable source of power this winter. For Ontario News Now, I'm Lindsay Vanstone.
It looks like a news report and it sounds like a news report, but Ontario News Now is a taxpayer-funded PC communications tool used to help promote the Ford Conservatives' message, all unchecked, unopposed, and unchallenged. I'm Christina Howard, and we've been trying to establish just how much of your money is going to fund Ford's online forum. But we may never know. And that's because it's funded through PC Caucus Services, which is publicly funded, but its finances aren't publicly available.
It's very disturbing when you see not only that this government-produced news network is churning out government spin on public money, but when you see the Premier also not show up for question period, dodge reporters. The only information then that's coming out of this place is manipulated by the governing party. That is a very bad thing for democracy.
Of course, they're looking for toys, but items like food and clothing are also very welcome.
In Ontario, official political parties, currently only the NDP and Conservatives, get funding based on their caucus size for research, communications, and policy development. We tried to track the dollars the Tories have used on Ontario News Now by filing a Freedom of Information request with Caucus Services. But Caucus Services aren't subject to the Freedom of Information Act. So we tried to track the money through the Treasury Board. But the board doesn't know how the Tories spend their caucus dollars. So we tried the finance minister. You're not going to comment on this? Don't you think that Ontario taxpayers have a right to know how much is being spent? But Vic Fedeli didn't have a problem speaking to the Tories' PR machine last month.
If you're a business person in Ontario, you'd be disappointed today.
We asked Caucus Services repeatedly for ONN's budget, but the executive director, Jeff Silverstein, seen here on the campaign trail, refused to answer our questions about how much they're spending on the promotional videos. In a statement, he writes, ONN is produced by PC Caucus Services and is a vehicle by which we communicate the happenings of our caucus to constituents. For many years, caucus services of all parties have funded communication platforms to communicate with their constituents. And he's right. The NDP is currently hiring a communications officer with a videography specialty to, quote, assist the leader and MPPs to deliver the NDP message across the province through digital media. But the NDP isn't granting exclusive access to their leader to this service.
Premier Ford visited the Sunnybrook Veterans Centre, honouring the resident veterans.
Ford has repeatedly appeared on ONN when he wasn't available to media outlets. And while he's refused to conduct sit-down interviews with media for the traditional year in review, ONN's host was promoting her look back on 2018 with Ford Nation on social media.
The Premier is being disrespectful to the people of Ontario, to not hold himself accountable by making himself available to the media or participating in question period all week long. You know what, for him to only be giving interviews with his own personal propaganda network, I think it's inappropriate, it's irresponsible, and it disrespects the people of this province.